Oh no, not again.
Ah!
Oh no, not again.
Ah! Oh my god, I can hear myself. There we go, I fixed it.
Yeah, I had the stream going too. I was like, oh,
Wow.
Uh-oh.
all I hear is Josh going, hi, and then, hi.
Hello, everybody, to a mini flannel panel highlight heroes featuring our dear friend and longtime member of the channel, Novahkilling, aka Noah. It's good to have you back, buddy. You know, we've been talking, guys, for the like the last 30 minutes as we got ready. We're all real sleepy, so this is going to be like sleep-deprived channel highlight painting heroes. It's going to be beautiful. It's probably going to be a bit loopy.
I'm here for it.
Oh my god. But we'll tell you what, let's start this off with Noah, where can they find you? Where are you at on the internet, friend?
You can find me on nearly any platform: Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all at Novahkilling. Just look up my name. That's it. That's me everywhere.
That's you.
I got very lucky with that handle.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, we're gonna see what you have to paint today, as well as what Parker has to paint. But first, we're gonna do some announcements, because it wouldn't be a tweet show without some announcements.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's become a thing. So guys, hey, Noah, do you want to talk about the November charity that we're doing that was brought to us by you?
Sure. Okay, so guys, this upcoming Sunday the 22nd, we are having a charity one-shot for NoShaveNovember.org. It's going to be a charity stream to make money for cancer research and prevention. And we're going to have some guest stars on the show. There's a lot of great names. I don't know if we're allowed to say those names.
Say those names, my friend. Say them.
Okay. So we've got, let me pull it up so I don't space out. We've got your narrator, Offbeat Outlaw, the Super Goat, and Basics of the Game, along with Josh DMing and me as another player.
Yes, and you're going to be all dwarves. It's going to be festive fun. It's going to be blast, and we hope we raise some money for a very good charity. So seriously, come catch. And we're going to have Noah playing D&D on the channel again, which is a delight.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing us that charity, man. And guys, check out that donate button. Click through it. Takes you straight to our team page so that we can see how much we've donated. We'd really appreciate it if you guys made a little donation in our offer. It goes a long way, and it means a lot to us. Thank you to our amazing partners, Soundtail, bringing so much ambiance to all of our games. Man, we had a spooky-ass game yesterday, and it brought all the spook for us. We thank Arcane Anthems for all the amazing intro music he works with for us, and all of the amazing music he gives to the community, free of charge. And, of course, last but not least, Laris Maps, the legendary map maker, who has made maps for our Conundrum Company campaign, and worked on our introduction for that show, which just released, which is very, very cool.
Very good.
It's very cool. Oh, I love it. Thank you to our mods who, I change the order of our announcements every week and they still manage to get the right commands out, so good job, guys. And thank you to both of our sponsors. The first of those sponsors being Skull Splitter Dice. Skull Splitter Dice sponsors us so we can do cool shit, and also sponsors us. Cool shit, Josh? That's really the extent of my vocabulary. Yeah, good. They also sponsor, though, a giveaway. We don't run the giveaway during this show, but any of our campaigns that have a break in the middle, you can enter that giveaway by doing !win, and at the end of the month, you're entered into a drawing for a skull mug filled with approximately 100 dice. Followers get 1 submission and subscribers get 2. Big note, if you're going to subscribe, wait to enter it, because if you enter that raffle before you're a subscriber, you only get the 1 entry, period, even if you become a subscriber later. We scienced this to figure this out. Thank you, Sean and Zer and Tanner, to make sure that we knew this. So, yes, make sure that if you're going to sub first, then submit, because it's W chances, okay? I think that's all for Josh announcements. Parker, over to you.
Hello. Okay, so I'm here to talk about our schedule. So on Friday, you can hang out with our campaign Off the Rails. I believe it will be your 4th episode.
3.
3,
the session 0 we didn't put on the internet, but
that's
it's there.
Right. So
it exists.
3rd episode. And that'll be at 7 p.m. on Friday. You can join Conundrum Company for our 32nd episode on Saturday at 6 p.m. And then again, Noah just let you guys know, but our charity stream on Sunday, that'll start at 7 p.m. and it is called Beards and Boars. All dwarves, so it'll be so much fun. The other thing that I'm in charge of talking about is just our merch shop. So if you guys look down below, we have a merch shop. It has really cool stuff. We're also working on some cool merch opportunities in the future, so make sure to check us out there. I will also do all of Sean's announcements.
Cool, I love it.
So make sure to follow us on all of our social media. Our videos are up on YouTube 3 days after the broadcast. So Sean works really, really hard on that. A new episode of Lore Dump just dropped today. If you're behind like me, don't worry. It's on all of the places you can find your podcasts. They're great for drives. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, and we have a subscriber-only Discord. So check us out. If you're subscribed, come hang out with us. We hang out there post-stream sometimes, or sometimes there's just people hanging out in there. They make one-shot groups and fun campaign things, so check us out there. I believe that's it.
That's it, man. You did such a good job of that. Holy heck.
That's only it.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. That's all we got. Okay, okay.
That's it.
Let's get into the show. Guys. Okay, here's how we start the show. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be painting today, and it's going to look really familiar because I've been painting the same mini on and off on this stream for about 4 months because I get a different mini that I'm more interested in painting, and I paint that one up and just abandon this project. So I'm going to finish this project today, which is a barbarian that I think I started when Youth Pastor Ryan was with us, and that was months ago.
It's like, what, June?
Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't that long ago.
September, something like that. Parker, what have you got, my friend?
I went to my local gaming store, shop local but wear your mask, and I bought a giant eagle. So it was really pretty. I like bigger minis, and I saw this cool art online of like this really pretty like fantasy bird that was like a blue ombre and a black, and I had those colors, so I'm gonna try and make this wonderful eagle a fantasy baby.
Oh, I adore it.
Fancy.
That's a good nod towards our druid boy too.
Mm-hmm.
Noah, what
They didn't have any giant owls. I did look.
Oh shoot! Well, next time, or we'll get you one. Twee, I'm looking at you, Twee. By Parker Minis. We're 30% or 66% of us are right here. Noah, what have you got for us, bud?
I am painting this drawing of a dragon. I started it earlier because I knew it would take me way too long to do on screen, but I'm gonna finish the details on it here. So I just have to fill in the details on the neck and on the face, but that's like the general layout of what I'm doing.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So if we've got any new viewers, the format of this show is we're going to sit around and paint/draw/craft while we ask Noah the most deepest probing questions of his life, and he's going to tell us all his deepest, darkest secrets. But at the end, you guys get to ask questions. So be prepared to ask questions. We'll let you know when it's coming, and then Parker and I will read them off for you out of chat. So be ready to ask those insightful, beautiful questions of our dear friend Noah, who has been doing D&D content for quite some time now.
For any of you guys ask, yes, I still do pee the bed. Okay, let's get on.
Okay,
Oh my God.
we can peel that back in a little bit.
I'll leave for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so hey, speaking of peeing the bed, what? So you're not painting a mini. Do you have any? Yeah, I know, Parker. I'm sorry. Do you have any mini painting experience?
What a wonderful segue. The most experience I have in mini painting is I went to a gaming convention and there was this booth with mini painting stuff. And this guy was showing me all these different brushes, and I acted like I knew what he was talking about, and he was really trying to sell it to me. I didn't know what he was saying, and I left. So no, I have zero experience.
Zero, but you're not painting a mini, you're drawing a dragon. So tell us about what got you to draw a dragon. Let's change this question up a little bit. Why dragons, Noah?
So while I was in college, I just got one of the new modules for D&D, and it was Tiamat, it was that module. I can't remember the exact name of it. Tyranny of Dragons.
Tyranny of Dragons. Yeah.
And I saw a dragon on the cover, and I was like, that looks cool. I want to draw it. And so I started just randomly drawing dragons. I've never been an artist before, but eventually I just kept doing it to the point that I became kind of decent at it. So that's how I got here.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. It looks really good. Like, it's impressive how good it looks. Well done. Well done. Well done. Bravo, sir. All right. That's my question. It was a good one.
That was a good question. So, Noah, how did you get into D&D?
So, I think it was my sophomore year of high school. One of my friends invited me to play some Pathfinder with him and his group. And we played on and off very rarely because the group was so inconsistent. So then I think it was the summer after I graduated high school that another one of my friends introduced me to D&D, and it was really great to like start playing like role playing again like that, and I just kind of stuck with it. He also showed me D&D Beyond, which was amazing for me. Yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't have to like remember or write down anything; it's just there. So, and then I started playing a lot more consistently within the past 2 years, trying my hand at DMing and also being a player for the most part.
Very cool, very cool. So 2 years with this, but you played. So that was first edition Pathfinder.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it would have been first edition if you were in high school.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Oh,
yeah,
love hearing about Pathfinder. That's cool. So then you got into D&D a few years ago. What's your favorite class to play in D&D?
Favorite class?
Mm-hmm.
I think just because every single time I've done it, which is an embarrassingly large amount of times, I think Bard. I just love the mischief I can get into and the mischief I can get out of just by having high charisma and getting away with the most BS things.
All right. That's really cool. Bard is always a good choice, it is.
Persuade your way through life.
Because I'm not charismatic in real life, so I do it in D&D to like
oh my gosh,
get it out.
That's amazing. Yeah. You're up, boss. I caught
Do you
Parker.
have a favorite race to play?
That's a tough question. I don't know, because like I said, I'm still pretty new to D&D, so I haven't been able to play that many races and classes. I haven't done them all yet. But I've played a gnome 3 times, and every single time it was great. I played one recently in the frosty one-shots that we do with
a cold recovery.
Ryan. Yeah, that's what it was. A cold recovery. And I always love giving like a goofy little voice with it. I think the reason that gnomes probably would be my favorite is just because the memories I have with it. One of my best friends while playing D&D earlier on, him and I were twin brothers as gnomes.
Aww.
It was so chaotic yet so funny. Just the chemistry between us, because it was just like our real life friendship, but in the game too. It was beautiful.
That's very cute. I think a lot. You know, the one thing I've noticed during this question, Parker, I'd be curious about your thoughts, but a lot of folks they say like, this is my favorite class or this is my favorite race because of an experience they've had with that race and class, which is really unique to every single person. Like, there are those of us who answers from a mechanical question, but oh my gosh, thank you actually, Bard, for those gift subs.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like that's more prominent. I never thought of that until just now, and I was like, we've heard that answer before, so.
Because I feel like it's also because like it's hard to really say you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like oh, I don't like this class because of maybe some mechanical reason, but for like a favorite reason, if you're not going from a mechanical point of view, it's always going to be.
I did this with it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Just the great memories that you have attached to that class or race.
Well, along those lines, so what class do you want to try next? What class? What's on your to-do list?
Artificer, because I just played Wizard, and I really like the int part, like the intelligence part of it, but I would love to get like some steampunk vibes in D&D sometime, and that Artificer's always been one of the classes I've always wanted to try too, because just in a world full of magic and swords and stuff, it's just really funny to me to think about some guy pulling out a pistol and shooting.
It's very much like Pirates of the Caribbean, where somebody's like,
exactly.
It's that one scene in Indiana Jones.
Yes, absolutely. So good. Artificers are a lot of fun. They are. They're also like wizards. A lot of the time, I think you have to feel like you know a lot. Artificers, you can be like, I don't know anything except for this one really specific thing. They're like the graduate students of the magical world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is nice because you don't have to feel smart. You just have to be machiney.
I'm about to start a new campaign, and I've already chosen the class and race.
Yes.
Which I think you'll be happy about the race.
Okay. Well, that's our next question from Parker.
Okay,
so,
here,
Parker...
I'll hold up.
Ask away.
What's the next race you wanted to try out?
What a segue.
I would love... Hey, speaking of which... so... Because I keep promising Josh that I'll play a dwarf, but I haven't really had the chance, I'm definitely trying a dwarf next. It's always been a class that I've been interested in trying. They're very fun to me, especially seeing how Josh nails them every single time perfectly. So
because I'm a crotchety old man, which is all that.
I feel like that's me in spirit too. I just haven't reached that age yet.
Oh, same.
But yeah, definitely a dwarf. But to link it to the previous question as well, the next character I have is an albino mountain dwarf who has just like straight crazy looking white hair. He's only like 68, so he's not old as a dwarf, but he has straight white hair. And he's going to be an artificer with no magic.
Interesting. So it's all machine that causes his effects.
Yeah. And my spell slots, I like have a battery that I carry around that like with a power source that I generate myself, like through mechanical means. And so those are my spell slots, and as they're expended.
That is a freaking brilliant concept.
Right? That was so cool. So I have like all my spells and stuff are just gadgets and gizmos on my gauntlet. So like I have like catapult, so it's just a little cannon on my wrist that I can fire, and then I have grasping hands, and like for one of my favorites is I have like healing. Which one is it? Not healing word. The lay on hands.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds. That's the one. I have that, and all it is just an adrenaline shot. I stab it to my allies and like heal them up.
Pulp Fiction, that shit.
And then spare the dying. I have just defibrillators that I like charge up, and that will also be used out of my pack.
So good. That's amazing, man. That's really cool.
I'm so excited to do it because it's such a like unique way to approach it too.
Well, there's a really important bit I missed, and you've kind of touched upon it, but there is this segment, and I know you're familiar with this show, Noah. So there's something I need you to do. You don't have to mean it. You don't have to believe it. You just have to look into your camera and repeat after me.
Oh God.
Just real. Okay. I, Noah, believe with all my heart.
Believe with all of my heart
that dwarves are the best D&D race.
That gnomes are the best D&D.
Oh! Everybody's savvy to the bit now, and nobody agrees with me. I think it's run its course. I might have to give up or trick people into doing
it. Someday there will be someone who's on the show that legitimately will answer that because they believe it.
That's true. That's true.
And then
Ryan?
I think Ryan did, yes.
Yes.
See, I haven't been able to play dwarves yet, so I can't say that yet.
Yes. Well, and
I'd
then
be speaking as I.
The thing is, you've said dwarves enough, and you said the rest of the sentence enough that I can just doctor this audio now. So we're good.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I'll be looking back at the VOD, and then I'll.
It doesn't go any.
Talk to your lawyers.
It doesn't go anywhere. It's just for his own well-being.
It's just for me to watch on loop.
Yeah. Yep.
It helps him calm down when he's stressed. Yes, dwarves are the best.
Thank you. Okay. Well, that means we're on to the least favorite questions. The first one being, what is your least favorite class to play?
So, as I mentioned before, I haven't been able to play all the classes. I'm so bad at multitasking. Holy crap. Keep forgetting. I haven't been able to play all the classes yet, but out of the few that I have, I think Monk, just because it was only for a one-shot, but it was level 10, and I didn't feel like I had a lot of excitement. Like, it was very a one-note kind of character. I only did one thing, which was punch things, and I was just like, okay. It's just good to hit things a lot, whereas, like, I think other characters have more versatility and what they can do.
Monks are also weird at like lower levels. Like they seem a little. They're real good for doing flips and hitting things, and that's
yeah. I think really for me to like change my opinion on that, I just need to start a campaign or like at least like a longer thing than just a one shot and really experience what a monk is like. But just from the little experience that I've had with it, I'm just like, it's like I'm not against it. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite.
I was struggling with a monk last night. There just wasn't that much utility to him. He just kept getting his ass kicked.
Exactly.
But he was so good.
He was great. Yeah, he tried real hard. He was a sweetie. It was this fun game. What? Yeah, it was a struggle. All right, Parker, you're up, my friend.
So do you have a least favorite race that you've played, or something that you're like, I have no interest in trying this?
Probably. So I've played humans a couple of times now, and mainly just to like go against the motifs of everyone hating humans. But they're similar to like the monk option. There's not a lot of like racial abilities that they have that make it more interesting. It's very straightforward, I guess, the best way to put it. It's not that I don't like them anymore, but the last class and race I had was a human wizard, and I got everything I could out of that. It was just like, I'm a human. All right, cool.
I'm sorry, I dropped my mini.
Oh, is there paint all over the...
There's paint all over
No.
Anyway, yes. Okay. Yeah, humans. I mean, variant humans can be very interesting.
I haven't actually gotten into the variant humans. I only have just done the base human.
They give you a feat, which is the thing, right? Like, you can do theoretically whatever with them, but that is true. It can be really, like... Although Wilden was fantastic.
Oh, no, I love Wilden. I think he, by far, has been my favorite character. And that's not to say, like, he was a human, so he's he's less of a character. I still love humans. Yeah. I just don't think I'd play him again.
I think with humans, they rely very heavily on, like, your own development of their backstory and, like, what makes them interesting, because it's very easy to have those character, like, choices that you can make based on like, oh, well, I was born here, or like the world treats me like this. But like humans are literally just like supposed to be average run of the mill. Like it's not like anybody treats them any differently. So like I feel like it's one of those where it's like you almost have to sit there and be like, okay, so like what makes you interesting?
Why am I unique?
Like why are you the one that's going off on this adventure?
Yeah, I think that's the only like way to make them interesting too. Just you have to be like the hero kind of character, and I don't have to push that. I don't want to have to be like, I'm a prodigy, look at me, because I'm not like the average human.
Yeah.
That's very astute, Parker, though. That's true.
Oh, thank you.
As always. Yeah,
I do my best.
So let's see. Least favorite race to play. So here's the big question, and guys, we're getting close now. We got just a few more questions, but when you're ready, start putting your questions into chat. The questions that are highlighted are the easiest for Parker and I to see, and we'll jump on those. So if you're able to highlight them, please highlight them. Or, you know, if you've got the power to highlight and you see somebody else's question, highlighting it for them, also much appreciated. We love you guys. Again, we'll try to get to all of them. It's just tricky. But last two questions for us. First one being for me. How did you get into D&D content creation, man?
That's very interesting. So it started, I think, about 2 years ago. I had TikTok, and all of my friends kept telling me it's the worst app. Don't get it. It's so bad. It's just full of stupid dances. But I got it anyway because I knew there was like some good content creators that I did enjoy seeing, like little compilations on YouTube and stuff. So I got it for that reason. And eventually one day I just started getting nerdy content, and then eventually D&D content came up. And I don't think I would have started posting D&D content as well if not for that very summer when I started getting into TikTok. I also went to Gen Con in Indianapolis, and that was a blast. I got to see Critical Role live. It was my first time watching Critical Role too.
Really?
My friend was a huge fan. It was my friend Elliot, his girlfriend Beth, and then me all going together. And they loved Critical Role. They've seen all Vox Machina. They were caught up with Mighty Nine. But I'd only seen clips and like small snippets of the show whenever I just see them on Twitch or I see a clip on YouTube. And so they were like, yeah, no, you want to go? And I was like, sure. And they're like, all right, cool. They gave me a big crash course of the entire series, both campaigns. And then they're like, okay, now we're going to go watch the show. And it was insane. It was also the night of the presidential election for D&D Beyond between Liam O'Brien and Sam Riegel.
Oh my God, that's good.
A good one.
So it was just the amount of energy, the passion of all the fans, like even waiting in line to get into the venue, just talking to all the fans and stuff. It was so inspiring. I even bought a set of dice because I just had a feeling that after this I'd be a critter. I was like, I feel it. I feel the addiction.
Crap, they got me. So, they got me.
Yeah, exactly. So because of that, I got super passionate into D&D and everything about it. So then when I started seeing D&D content show up on my For You page, I was like, I'll make a video. Like I have a good amount of D&D stuff now. Because it was the D&D check or Dungeons and Dragons check. And
I remember that one. Yeah.
So I did that, and it did pretty well. I was like, oh wow, I got a couple of views. So I might try this again, you know.
I'll make a video.
After that, it just spiraled to where I am now. So
and here you are. That's really neat that you got into, like, I don't know, I always like hearing people, like, Critical Role kind of got me in. We're both big Critter fans. That's how Parker and I essentially know each other. Mm-hmm. But I really like that your first immersion into Critical Role was a live show.
Yeah, it's like all or nothing.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. It was all paid for, too. Like, we got he just covered for me because his dad was originally going to go with him, but his dad was like, I don't know this stuff. You take Noah. And I was like, okay, hi, my name's Rich. And I just went for the day as that. It was insane though. I'm very lucky to have been introduced in that way.
That's so cool. All right,
so we know you through D&D, obviously, but like, what's your biggest hobby outside of D&D?
Biggest hobby? I don't know. I've probably gaming, which is that. Like, still same realm as D&D because it's still a game as well. But the thing I do most prominently is play video games. I have been playing since I can remember. So I think that would be it.
What was your first console, sir?
First console? I think it was the N64.
Nice.
I've had a wide array of consoles growing up. Like we started with the 64, and then my brother got a GameCube. And then I got the Xbox original, and then we had Game Boys. Got the PSPs.
Nice.
Finally got a PS2, and then I finally got a 360, and my brother got a PS3. And then eventually, before the Xbox One came out, I switched to PC gaming. So and then I started really branching off from that. And the only like newest addition I've gotten to any gaming platforms is virtual reality, which has been a blast. I love VR so much.
You just picked that up recently, right?
I did, yeah. One of my friends had VR for his PlayStation, and I would always play it, like especially Beat Saber. Beat Saber was my favorite game on it. And so once the Quest 2 came out, the Oculus Quest 2, it was only $400, and I was like, it's not bad. Like that's the same price as a Switch. So I went ahead and put the money down and got it, and it's been pretty good. That's
awesome, man. That's really cool. Well, guys, it is time. So I see a bunch of questions in there, and we'll bring them around here. And we'll start asking. Let me finish putting the shade on that I'm doing, because I'm mid thing that I can't stop.
I did a little bit of shaving. That's about all I've got. I'm gonna just outline.
There's so much. I'm not gonna get this done
Let's
again.
see.
Oh, Parker, you got it? Perfect.
Yeah, I have the top one. My and Josh's wife asks, how has your experience playing impacted you outside of the game? So that's the Auburn Alchemist.
What a good question, Parker's wife.
That is a good question.
Right?
Whoa. Okay. From my home game. Oh shoot. I'd say. So I went to acting school, and there's an acting technique called Meisner, and it's about really like to like make the situations of the scenes and stuff truthful to you. And as I started playing D&D, I didn't realize I had done this, but I put a lot of my own personalities and a lot of the things that trouble me in my life into my characters. And through playing them and going through all these different scenarios, really believing that I'm these characters and stuff, it really like made me self-aware of what I was going through. It was very like it was. I don't know. It was very. I don't know what the word is, but it was like really cool to like look at it and go, oh, like this is me just in a D&D universe. I'm just me in a different situation, and it helped me personally deal with like any issues that I had going on in my life in that sense. I don't really know how to say this.
No, I get it.
But yeah, so Meisner technique is acting in truth. So like making situations. So say if I had a very sad scene coming up, I could use I could craft an entire situation that feels real to me. Like it can't be real at all. It has to be all made from just scratch, but it could be something that could happen, and that's what makes it real for you. And then you apply that to the scene right before you start, and it gets you going real bad. Like I've definitely gone to scenes bursting into tears just because I'm believing it so much, and like it hurts. I'm scared to go to class because I know I'm either going to be super angry that day or super like sad and depressed and or very happy. Those are the nice days when I can go and happy. So
really applying that background there, that
acting background. The role-playing experience has been so elevated because of the acting techniques that I've done, and it makes it a lot more raw for me when I'm playing.
That's really cool.
I think that's the best way to say that. I don't know what all the rambling I did before. Ignore that.
No, sometimes we have to figure out the answers on our own. We have to get there.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So, next question is from our dear friend Mythalidor Tanner, who is the sub-boss of Broken Tree. Kidding. Sorry, that was a lore dump reference just for me and Tanner. Hey, Tanner asks, if you could cast Find Familiar in real life, what would your familiar be?
Oh, hands down, my cat Astrid. She is already my familiar. She's I don't know what she is because her mother was Persian, but her dad, Tomcat, no one knows who the father was because the litter doesn't look anything like the actual mom. But I was house sitting for one of my friends and his family while they went on a road trip out west. And they had their cat, and she was pregnant, and the mom was like, oh, don't worry, she shouldn't be due for another 2 months. And I was only going to be there for a month. And I get home one day, and she's giving birth. And I walk in the door, and there's this pit bull they also have. She's the sweetest dog ever. And she's just sitting at the door with the most, like, worried eyes, like, please do something. I don't know what's happening. And so I run in, and I get to the bedroom where the cat is, like, cocooned up in. And as I look over, there's already 2 pods on the bed, and as I look at her, there's a 3rd one being pushed out. It was so gross, but it was the only fully black cat that out of the litter. So my first thought was, okay, that cat's mine. Second thought, what do I do? So I had to Google everything on the spot. And like I was like, cat giving birth, what do? And then after that, I had to look up how to get blood out of a mattress. So I'm on the FBI watch list, and the family owners said that I could keep one of the cats, and I chose myself being birthed. So from birth, she's been my cat, and I think that's why she'd be my familiar.
That's really cute. Yeah, that's incredible.
My best friend. Like we go hiking together when I'm back in Indiana and stuff. She's an outdoors cat. We'll bring in random small critters just because she thinks that we'll be happy that she did it. She's a big hunter too, so but yeah, definitely that'd be my familiar.
Oh, that's so sweet. Next question is from Library of Lost Tales Azure. What has been an unforgettable moment for you in game?
I think the first time that I got a nat 20 on an attack.
Okay.
That was when I was playing Pathfinder, but I was playing an elf that had a bow, and the bow was like enchanted with like lightning attributes and stuff. And we were doing like a Christmas themed one shot, so we were fighting Frosty the Snowman basically.
Perfect.
And as I rolled a nat 20, the DM just made the entire situation so just so amazing. The details, like the entire room went silent, like everyone was in a buzz, laughing and like yelling that I got an at 20, and then all of a sudden he just describes it so perfectly, like the air grows still, and as you let go of the arrow and it whizzes through the air and strikes the opponent, lightning strikes from the sky, and it was just so cool. Like I've never seen anything like that, even in shows and stuff. So the fact that my DM was like, "You did that," and it was legendary. It was very thrilling.
That's such a cool experience.
I think that was the reason that I was like, I need more of this. Give me more. And so I kept playing after that.
The moment where you realized you were addicted.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cut it in time.
You gave me that good stuff, and I said, "What's my next dosage, sir?"
Oh, this is a Hound original classic question. What's your favorite type of pizza?
Oh, I'm a classic kind of guy. Just pepperoni. Nothing too complicated. I like a good pepperoni pizza. It's something that everyone can enjoy most of the time. It's very simple. Usually wherever you go, if there's a pizza party, it's already going to be there. So
it's an easy one to like.
If not pepperoni, then just meat lovers. I love meat on my pizza.
Valid. Okay. That's I like that question, and kind of like take a deep breath. We're not, like doing anything too serious, and then we'll hit you with something like real deep here. But the next question is pretty easy too, I think. From JSYM170, funniest in-game story you have to share. What's the funniest thing you feel like you've ever experienced in D&D?
Oh, I already know it too. When I was playing my gnome character with my best friend Hunter, the DM, we were in a village full of gnomes, and it was ran by a human. But the human thought he was a gnome. Before I go further, am I allowed to say the F word? To quote this situation.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so as we're talking to the mayor and getting information about like what quest we needed to do, the my friend Hunter playing Tony the lawn gnome asks
Tony the lawn gnome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he
good.
goes, "Why are you the mayor of this town?" And he was like, "Well, I'm the biggest gnome of them all." And he was like, "You're not the gnome?" And he's like, "Yes, I am. I'm the tallest too." Oh no, hold on, what was it? The whole situation ended up being like, "Oh no, I'm a gnome." And he's like, "No, you're not." And he was like, "Yes, I am." And then the whole exchange ended up with him just screaming at our DM, going, "If you're a fucking gnome, you're the tallest fucking gnome in existence!" It's just, dude, like, more of like, you had to be there because of how escalated it kept growing. Because it was like, my friend Hunter could not let this go that this man thought he was a gnome.
He was very upset. Okay, yeah, I love it.
Like, "You're not a gnome. Stop." And the guy was like, "I'm a gnome. I'm the mayor of gnomes. Look at me go."
I am gnome mayor. Trust me. That's awesome. Yeah. That's very good. Is there a system outside of D&D that you particularly enjoy? And if not, is there a system you would like to try out in the future?
That's a good one. So a couple months back, I played Monster Hunter, and the system plays a little differently from D&D, and I liked how simple it was because it was a lot more story and role-playing driven than it was mechanical. Because I know in D&D, to quote Sarah, the dice tell the story, but how I felt in Monster Hunter was more the players and the DM got to tell the story a lot more. Which is like, I do love the
Monster Hunter or Monster of the Week?
Monster of the Week, that's what I meant. Not
Gotcha.
Monster Hunter.
No, I was like, if there's a Monster Hunter system, I want to try it right now, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I was curious.
Yeah, that was my apologies.
No. I was like, yeah, there's so many games out there to remember too.
But yeah, just because, especially the way, because it was Sarah DMing, and the way that she went through the entire game. For me to be new to the system, it was very simplistic yet different, to the point that it was exciting to do. So I think that's probably, like, other than Dungeons and Dragons, that's my favorite game mechanic.
That's a good system. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I want to. It's on my list.
Really? Oh, I highly recommend it. It's so fun. I've played it once since then, which I wish I played it more, but I've not had many opportunities.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, right? Let's see, where are we at here? Another Hound question. What villain from non-D&D media would you want to see in D&D? Who's the bad guy you want to see?
That's tough. Hold
That
on.
is a
I think
toughie.
I was just thinking about something like this too. I was just like, oh, what kind of? Because I saw on TikTok, it was like, what kind of villain would I be? And then I just, for some reason, thought, oh, that'd be a cool villain to have in D&D. Let me try to remember it because I can't for the life of me. I think a villain. So it's unrelated to what I was just thinking because I can't think of one. But something. If you've ever heard of Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
there's Handsome Jack.
Good villain.
And I really like the whole idea of him that he thinks that he's doing good. Like he truly does. Like he's a bad guy and he does bad things, but like he's doing it with the right intention, especially with how he started. Once you get to know his backstory from Borderlands pre-sequel.
Yeah.
And I think that would be because he's not like stereotypical, like I'm the big bad, you gotta come kill me. He's like, he makes you feel bad. He makes you feel things. He makes you question your morality and if you're doing the right thing as well. I think that'd be very interesting to see in a D&D scenario.
That would be. Those are cool. That's always a cool aspect for a bad guy. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Let's see. This is from Just a Saying Geek. What is your favorite moment in a game that resulted from a nat 20 and or a nat 1? You kind of already shared the answer to this.
I did the nat 20, so let me try to think of a nat 1 story instead. We didn't have any nat 1s when you died, did we?
No, that was just incompetence on my part.
Okay, well, never mind. I would say that. Goodness. I don't think I've ever had any like detrimental effects happen from a nat 1. I'll say a nat 20, but from one of the times that I was DMing, which is very rare, I get very DMing's so intense to me. Like I get such high anxiety because I'm like, I have an entire party that I have to try to please, and to me that's very overwhelming. But in that,
Valid.
I was DMing for one of my friends, and he was a monk called Carlos Cartwheel, and he would cartwheel into battle.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
And he dual wielded. So he rolled a nat 20 against like a horde of goblins, and so he quite literally cartwheeled into battle, like one weapon, like the end pointing out that way, and the other. So like he.
Oh my lord!
Made a little pinwheel out of goblins onto his weapons as he took out. I was being very generous because it was such a funny situation. He just rolled through like a bowling ball and took out the pins with him, but the pins got stuck on his weapons, and he just kept rolling. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful sight.
That's very cool.
As I say, it was all in theater of the mind. It was very, probably, so yeah, there you go. I think that'd be my favorite.
That's beautiful, man. I love that.
As a DM, getting a 20 from one of my players.
If you could play as any monster in a D&D game, this is by Vault of Villains, who would you choose? What monster would you pick to play?
That's a good question.
That's one of our.
I love that one.
It's a good, always good.
Oh goodness, hold on. I don't even.
Ooh, this guy's looking good.
That's really tough. Wow. I gotta really like put some thought behind that. Let's see.
Good.
I'd want. I don't know, because I want to say something like intelligent, like a beholder. Like that'd be cool to just have that battle mechanic as a player instead of just as a DM.
Yeah. You mean 800 tentacles that can do all kinds of different things?
Oh yeah, exactly. But I think I would just like to do what are those really large caterpillar boys? Like
shit! I know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna remember the name. It's not that.
Is it the giant caterpillar?
I don't. With the big eyes and the like flat head.
I mean the centipede giant.
Yeah, but it's the flat head with the big eyes and like the tendrils coming in. I don't know why I'm not remembering the name. I'm sure somebody in chat will.
Or something similar to that.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat knows.
Remoraz, that's it. Remoraz.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, Azur. Good shout.
That would be just to be just all of that chaos incarnate. Like to be able to do all of that as a creature. That'd be really fun.
Surprisingly, I've never I've never actually heard anybody give the beholder answer, and I really like that because of how paranoid beholders are and how they have a grasp over the reality around them, especially when they're sleeping. I do love the concept of playing beholder.
Well, he'd probably have insomnia.
He would.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's like playing a dwarf, but a little bit more intense.
yeah, a little. Shush.
Because that's how you play dwarf, right?
Yeah. All of them are paranoid.
Oh yeah.
That would be fascinating to be like
That would be cool.
that
What
skeptical of the universe.
to have that like vast knowledge and then have to be like, I can't let anyone know. I have to keep this all. I have to get more. I have to learn it all.
I must dig tunnels upon tunnels upon tunnels. It's hiding. Ugh.
Yes.
I have done nothing but like outline and shade. I'm very proud of myself right now.
That's, I mean, a mood. Let's see.
Actually, I think.
Let's see. Next question is, what characters, not your own, have impacted you the most from your home games? So like, oh yeah, so games you've played, have there been characters you've seen other people play that have really like hit you? Affected you?
So yeah, I do have a couple. I think the dynamic that Rigby and Rel brought in my games while playing that campaign were very, like, it showed me different types of chemistries and how creative people could get within games, similar to also with the one shot with Youth Pastor Ryan, with him being a patron and you being the warlock. Like that, I know those aren't players, but just seeing that is very, like, you guys are very veteran, and since I'm still new, always seeing you guys do character ideas like that is always just intense. Like, insane to me, not intense. Then there's also, as I previously mentioned, my best friend Hunter playing my brother Tony the Law Gnome as I was Roman Runts.
Roman! Love that boy.
He's because we both started on Pathfinder, then eventually switched over to D&D. So he became Tony the interdimensional Law Gnome, and I just remained as Roman.
Interdimensional.
And so that's always, it's just, it's really, I think the reason it's so impactful is because it, no matter what game I'm playing, no matter what character I'm playing, it reminds me that there's a possibility that Tony could be there, meaning my friend Hunter could be nearby, and it's always nice to know that he could still be around.
Oh, that's...
because I miss him every single day. I love him.
That's wholesome. Aww.
Because, yeah, like I said before, it was very much, like, the bond between it is so ridiculous and funny, but it's just like how we are in real life, so...
That's perfect. Wow, I'm killing it with this question. Liz asks, do you have a favorite spell to use in-game? Like a spell you will pretty much always learn to prepare if available.
Hold on, I got pulled my bard.
He's like, let me check the list.
I don't know. Because I've not played many spellcasters. Sadly, I've not been able to experience all that too much.
Yes, sir.
But
minus Wilden, who was unique because there was multi-class initially with Wilden, so there was also
I think that was one of the more unique things with Wilden, but I ended up switching it just because old age. I wish I wasn't old, so I could have kept doing that. That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
So probably just Vicious Mockery, because it's such a fun cantrip to have.
That is a good
it's like a quick jab. Like if I've run out of spell slots and resources to use, I can just always be like, quick, aha, you suck, sir. And just like going back to my favorite class being a bard, just makes this just brings more fun interactions and situations into the gameplay, and it's always fun to me.
Parker's never been mean to me, but she has viciously mocked me many, many times.
How sad.
Right?
Listen, you guys literally were like, does Demi have Vicious Mockery? And I was like, no, she doesn't. And they were like, you have to take it. And I was like, okay. And I don't think she's ever used it.
Yeah, she doesn't really touch it.
I was like, she's never actually used it. It's just a thing that she has.
Nothing wrong with that, right? Here's a good. Here's a great question from Ronan Grow. What is your first character in D&D, and how long did they last for?
So Roman.
Roman.
Back to him again.
Wow,
Yeah,
he's made many appearances.
He has. He's been the one that I've played for the longest too. So I started in Pathfinder with him. I had a duo with this dwarf at first. I was found in a cave randomly. I was like enslaved by these orcs, and they were like, "Oh, mine for us," and I was like, "Okay," and then I just hid instead. And then when they came through, they rescued me. There's a dwarf character that would always like pick me up and throw me at the enemies because I was a rogue gnome. It was beautiful.
Perfect.
And then I stopped playing him. So I started playing him like 2015 and then stopped about 2018, but playing him on and off because we didn't get to play all too often. But then a couple months ago, I brought it back because he was just such a fun character that I wanted to relive his experiences. Or not just his character.
Experience him again.
Yeah. So technically until 2018, but rebirthed a few months ago. So that's how long he's been around.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. So kind of along those lines, and you touched upon this a little bit, same person, same question, or new question. What was your first homebrew campaign about / like?
I think the first homebrew campaign that I was a part of was... I think it was. It had to have been the Rolling Times campaign. I hadn't done anything since then. Like everything else with the modules. That was very, very cool to me. A little overwhelming because I have only been used to the standard D&D environments and scenarios, which I always will love. But it was very unique to see how different the world could get in situations. Like, it felt like it was launching me into another universe, kind of like out of Monster Hunter or something like that. Correct game this time.
It was, yeah. It was very, very unique concept, that one. Yeah.
I did enjoy that very much. That's about it.
Nice.
I don't really.
So you've played a lot of modules then.
Well, a lot of like one shots and stuff like that. I've not been a part of a lot of campaigns. I don't know if the Pathfinder campaign that I was in was a module or not. I wouldn't be able to tell you. It was so long ago. But I did for a while when I wanted to get into DMing. I started crafting this homebrew world of like a mix between a couple of animes. So it was like Overlord and a little bit of, what was it? It wasn't Seven Deadly Sins. It was one similar to Seven Deadly Sins. Log Horizon.
Oh, I love Log Horizon.
Yeah, it was like a combination of those two, because for some reason I love fantasy animes.
You like isekai.
Actually, I don't think I've watched that.
No, those are isekai animes.
Oh, is that what the name of it?
Yes.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome to.
I need to look up a new one later. I can.
Yeah, nerds talk about anime. Welcome to the channel, guys. Hey, Liz has a great question. If you had to choose a class for yourself in real life, I love this question. What would it be, and would you multi-class?
Ooh, I don't know. I think. So actually, I guess I would know. A while ago, a couple of friends and I from the D&D community did like a This Is Me one shot where we played us as ourselves in D&D.
Yes. And
we like chose what traits and ability modifiers and all that we would have, class and race. And I think from the way that I grew up, I would be a druid Loxodon.
Nice. Interesting. Okay, tell us more.
Just so like I grew up in the woods, very, very lumberjack-esque, if you couldn't already assemble that from my daily outfits.
There's an aesthetic.
But it's an aesthetic. It's for the look. Yeah. But I've spent a lot of time in the woods, bushcrafting and chopping down trees, and like our entire house is heated by wood, so every summer we would spend the entire time out in the woods taking dying trees and taking them to use for firewood and stuff. And then I've always also been happiest in the woods. Like I feel freed out there, and I've always taken care of the woods. Like I cherish how the quality of life is out there. Like if I see someone litter, I get instantly like, oh, why would you do that? And I go pick it up because I'm like, no, stop. Do it every single time I'm at like a state park, which I grew up like right next to a state park too. So, I think that's why. I also love animals, so that adds to it.
That's amazing. I think we've got one more question here. We'll do one more. It's from Run and Grow again, and it is, what is your favorite homebrew item, either your own or someone else's that you've been given?
I've not been able to like have that many magical items. Like it only recently have people been like, oh yeah, make a character and then add like some magical items into it, and that's really cool to me.
You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah, I'm like, oh. So I haven't been able to experience it personally, but I have started making a little D&D series on my TikTok where I take anime characters and turn them into D&D characters. And I started with the 7 Deadly Sins. And so I started with Escanor as one of the characters that I was doing. And I saw the belt of like giant strength, which is like the legendary one that makes your base strength at 29.
Storm Giant, yeah.
Yeah, Storm Giant, that's what it was. And just, that's insane to me. Like a base strength score of 29. Like I don't think it can go higher than that, but like, what? That's insane. Why would that ever be? So yeah, I think that out of any that I've seen so far would be my favorite. And then in general, like out of ones that I've used, I don't know.
You did have a sick ass sword with Wilden for a little bit.
I did. That was pretty cool. I actually, technically it counted as a magical item, but my eye I think would be the coolest.
Your eye was a good one.
So for anyone that doesn't know, in the campaign that I was in previously, I got engulfed by a deity, basically being killed, but he was like, I'll let you live if you do what I say. And I was like, I mean, I don't really have any other options. So I lived, and he gave me like a magical left eye that glowed orange, even though I had another, like my right eye was blue. And I didn't have dark vision or anything, but if I like looked through that one eye specifically, I could see like the life essence of anything else around me, and that was really cool to me. And then it also would like show me secret paths or like just anything that would help when it came to like puzzle solving in our campaign and stuff, which was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I think that like out of the ones that I've used, that'd be my favorite.
That is a handy dandy item. And that is a good answer. And with that, my friends, we are near the end of the show. But before we leave, we have to show everybody our work. I'll start. I already showed this one, so I'll just flash this up here quickly. Barbarian Boy, pretty much done, my friends, finally. I'm not zooming the camera in. You've all seen my work before. He's shirtless. He's hot. He's done. Parker, what do you got? Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Oh, the coloring is so pretty.
Oh, that's so good. What?
Oh.
Okay. Totally not doing last minute outlines to make this a little easier to see.
You can hit that out of the park, dude. I love the wingtips.
Thanks. I'm happy with him.
Okay. Well,
he has a little white belly, but you can't see it.
Like I said, I'm terrible at multitasking because my brain only has one track at a time. But I've somewhat done mine, so.
You did great, my friend.
Oh,
my gosh, look at that. Wow. That's very
really pretty.
I didn't get to do any like the specific details that I was gonna do, but I shaded it, so that's cool.
That's beautiful, dude. Well done, sir. And thank you for hanging out with us. And thank you, everybody, for staying and asking these amazing questions.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys for having me. This was a great time. And thank you for the wonderful questions from the chat. That was like
they always have really good ones.
Yeah. I like to they're over the years we haven't been doing this for years.
We haven't been doing this
over the months. The chat's questions have become
you can't let them know.
Yeah, far better than ours, I think. Like our questions are good, but their questions are good. Really good. Noah, where can people find you?
You can find me at TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube at Novahkilling. That is as the description says it's spelled. Ta-da.
Woo! All right, amazing people. We will see you here on Friday for Off the Rails.
Friday
Bye.
at 7.
Exciting.
Bye.
Bye, guys.